Hey guys, so today we're continuing on with my makeup collection videos and we're going to be getting into my eyeshadows. I have quite a few. I do think this is going to be definitely more than one video, so we're going to start with the smaller ones. I've got my Charlotte Tilbury, Chanel, and Viseart palettes here. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the Chanel. I'm just going to start in this little cube here. First we have the Lumiere Naturel. That is this guy. I love this one. Next we have this one that I cannot pronounce. This is what that one looks like. I love this one. It's just such a soft, pretty palette. Then we have the Lumiere et Opulence. That is the one with the different formula in here, the really pretty imprint. And then we have Noir Supreme. And then we have this one. This one's another gorgeous one. And then an old long-time favorite, the Candeur et Experience. I'm sure that's completely slaughtered. Here is Warm Memories. I'm actually surprised that's in English, but thank you. Thank you, Chanel. Warm Memories. And here is Clair Obscure, Modern Glamour, Blurry Green, Blurry Gray, Blurry Mauve, Elemental, and then we have this one, and then this one. I can't pronounce any of these. Here is Quiet Revolution, Code Elegant, Au Fil de Fleur, Au Fil de l'Eau. Yes, that's what it looks like. Here is the Healthy Glow Natural Palette in, I believe, medium. Here's the Healthy Glow Natural Palette in warm. Here's the 9-pan eyeshadow collection. It's the number 2 Quintessence. And then here is the indispensable one. And then we have some Charlotte Tilbury's over here. We have Copper Charge, Mesmerizing Maroon. Here is Super Blue. And here is the Rebel, or the green one. Here is Dreamgasm, Dolce Vita, Transformize, Exaggerize. Here's Desert Haze, the Legendary Muse, Fallen Angel, which I haven't touched because I don't want to ruin that imprint. Pillow Talk. This is the palette of Pops, Uptown Girl, and Golden Goddess, which was the very first Charlotte Tilbury quad I ever purchased. Alright, and let's move over into my smaller Viseart palettes. Let's start with this one, which is the Petit Pro 1, one of my all-time favorite Viseart palettes. Here is Petit Pro 2, Petit Pro 3, here is Petit Pro 4, the Apricotine palette. This is when they started actually giving them names. And I'm sorry that I'm not really kind of getting into my thoughts and feelings on all these palettes, but this video is already going to be way too long. Here is Petit Pro 5, the Soleil palette. And then here is the Petit Pro Chouchou palette. And then here are all the Viseart Theory palettes. These are the 6-pan palettes. This one is Cashmere. I think one shade is missing because I have it in one of my custom palettes. But that one is Cashmere. Here is Amethyst. Here is Absinthe. Here is Chroma, one of my favorite cool tone palettes. Here is Minx. And here is Siren. And then we have all of the Edit palettes. Here is the Warm Edit palette. Here is the Rosé palette. Here is the Dark Edit palette. I love this one. The Paris Edit. And finally the Spritz Edit. Alright, that's it for this drawer. I'm going to go ahead and wash all this off. I've been using my Novus acrylic plastic cleaner and it's been so great. So I'm going to do that with this drawer and then we'll put everything back and move on to the next drawer. All right, well, that's the best I can do. I have to pile them kind of one on top of the other, but at least it's all clean and neat now. So let me go ahead and put this away, and then I will get the other drawer of small eyeshadow palettes. All right, so as you guys can see, this is mainly Tom Ford, and I've done ranking videos and everything. So again, I'm not going to share with you too much of my thoughts on every single palette because again, this is just going to take way too long. So I'm just going to start over here. And I believe this is all alphabetized already, so I'm going to try and keep them that way. So here is African Violet. Here is Arabesque, not one of my favorites. Here is Body Heat, one of my all-time favorites. Here is Cocoa Mirage, another one of my favorites. Here is Cognac Sable. Here is Disco Dust. Here is Daydream. De la Creme. Double Indemnity. Golden Mink. Honeymoon. Iris Bronze. Last Dance. Leopard Sun. Noir Fumé. Mink Mirage. Nude Dip. Photosynthesex. Pretty Baby. Seductive Rose. Sous le Sable. Silvered Topaz. Super Nouveau. Suspicion. Titanium Smoke. White Suede from Nordstrom. And Virgin Orchid. I'm realizing Virgin Orchid and White Suede are actually swapped. Soleil Neige. Soleil et Lune. Soleil d'Hiver. This is White Suede from Neiman Marcus. And Badass. All right, those were all of my Tom Fords. So moving on, I have, oh gosh, a quad from Il Makiage. This is in Trendsetter. And then I have this quad from Clé de Peau, which I freaking love. I just don't know the number of it because these are refillable. But anyway, it's the one that has like the really beautiful smoky black shade. I have this Suku quad. It's a number 108. Kogan Do, number 1 brown quad. Then I have this Bare Minerals Gen Nude Latte palette. I really like the Bare Minerals shadows. Here's the neutral palette and the copper palette. All right, I'm gonna clean up this drawer just like I did the last one. And since all of my Tom Ford quads were like in here alphabetically, I think everything's gonna go back in here the same way. So a little boring, I know. All right, that's it for this drawer. Let's move on to the next drawer. All right, so these palettes are a little bit bigger than quads, but I still don't consider them large palettes, so I don't know. I don't know how I categorize these, but I have a bunch of the Viseart 12 pans and some other ones in here. I think, am I decluttering any of these? Possibly, possibly. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the Viseart. I've got the neutral mattes here. I've got the cool mattes, the Milieu palette, the warm matte, the dark matte, the Bijou Royal, Paris Nudes, the older cool matte, the editorial Brights, the Koi palette, and the Sultry Muse. And then I have a bunch of their 9-pan palettes. Whoops. Here is the Golden Hour palette, the Tryst palette, the Liaison palette, and the Libertine palette. And then I have this very old Armani face palette. It has eyeshadows up here, and then it actually has like a powder and some concealers down here, which I never use, but I love this eyeshadow palette. This color story is so beautiful. What is this called? This was the, oh, the Nightlight face palette. It was limited edition. It came out, I think, for the holidays, probably like 5 years ago at this point. Oh, here's the Chantecaille Polar Ice palette. This cover is so beautiful. And these shadows were so pretty. They were so, so creamy and just so much fun to work with. And then here is the Dose of Colors I Love Sarah E palette. You know, I think I use this maybe once or twice. I'm going to actually declutter this. And then this ColourPop palette, this Cute AF or Yes Please palette. This was like a Natasha Denona Sunset. Yeah, Sunset palette dupe. And I used to travel with this because I thought if it broke, it wouldn't hurt my heart too much. But I have no plans for travel, not in the near future. So I think I'm going to declutter this as well. And then I have some Chantecaille custom palettes. There's one. And then here's the other with 2 eyeshadows and then 3 blushes. And one of these, yep, this one is a cream blush, this one down here. And then here's the By Terry Terribly Paris, the Light, Paris by Light palette. This is a really pretty palette. This pink color is phenomenal. And then here's the Guerlain Golden Land palette, the Kevyn Aucoin Nude Pop, the Huda Beauty Neon Orange palette. And then I have the Urban Decay Basquiat palette in Gold Griot, I think it's what it's called. This palette I keep just for sentimental reasons. I love Basquiat. And this palette is actually really nice. I really enjoyed using it. And yeah, I don't know. I get along with Urban Decay shadows. At least I did back then. I haven't used them in a while. But I really like this palette. All right, I'm going to wipe this off and yep, put everything back. All right, here is this drawer, and it's actually, I don't know why, it's like so much roomier. I only got rid of these 2 little palettes, but I guess there was some room in here to begin with. Anyway, this drawer is looking not quite as stuffed as some of the others, thankfully. All right, I think we'll do one more drawer, yep, and then I'll have to cut it there and do a part 2. Alrighty, here we go. So we have the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette, which is still in the box because I have not used this at all yet. I'm really embarrassed to say. I swatched it a couple times, but I haven't actually used it. Love the colors in here, so definitely keeping this. I'm just a little embarrassed. I haven't used it. The Midas Smoky Glow collab, definitely keeping this. Look how fun those colors are. The Dominique Cosmetics Latte 2 palette, I actually did not get along with this, so I'm going to declutter that. I have the Ilia Warm Nude palette. They just sent this to me and I really enjoyed it. I haven't gotten a chance to use it all too much since then, but I would like to. And then here's the Melt Millennial Pinks palette, the Melt Muerte palette, the Melt Vita palette, the Melt 27 palette, and the Melt Gemini palette. And this is the Bare Minerals Hidden Treasure palette. This was actually my introduction to Bare Minerals shadows, and I really love them. They're just really, really easy to use. The color stories, maybe a little bit boring, but you can wear them every day, not a problem. Here's the Bare Minerals Bare Sensuals palette, the Bare Minerals Nudes palette, the Charlotte Tilbury Stars in Your Eyes palette, and here's my JLo Inglot collaboration custom palette. So those are the 8 shadows I picked out for myself. Really like them. Haven't used it as much as I would like. And then I have 3 ABH palettes. I think I'm gonna finally get rid of the Modern Renaissance. It's just so old at this point. And so is this Master Palette by Mario, but I just love this palette. I think like everyone else, I just wish they would just bring this back already. The Modern Renaissance, yeah, I think I'm getting rid of this. I just never ever really use it anymore. I never think to use it. I think it's had its day. So I'm gonna declutter that. And then here is the ABH Soft Glam palette, which I really do like. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. Here's the Linda Hallberg Metallic Mysteries palette. Have to play with this a lot more. I think I've only used it once or twice. It's It's really a lot of fun. And then here are a bunch of NARS palettes. This one is the Skin Deep palette. I love all of these. Here is the Loaded palette. I don't know why this isn't just part of their collection. It should be. It's so great for every day. The Ignited palette. The Wanted palette. The Hyped palette. This is the L'amour toujours L'Amour palette. Do you guys remember this? I love this palette. Love it. And this is another one that's really old. This is the collab with Sarah Moon. I definitely cannot get rid of this. This has all of the dual intensities in there that you can use, wet or dry. So beautiful. Then I have the Divine Skies M Cosmetics little Trivial Pursuit game piece palette. And then I have 3 of these mini Lorac palettes. This is the Diamonds and Pearls. I definitely don't use these very often. This is the Hollywood Glamour. And this is the, oh no, what is this? Okay, this is Hollywood Glamour Black Tie. This one is Hollywood Glamour Golden Eyes. Okay, this one's Golden Eyes. All right, so that is it for this drawer. I'm just gonna wipe it down quickly. It doesn't have any dividers, so this will be really easy. All right, that's it for this drawer. I was really hoping these would fit, like the Smoky Glow would fit in there, but it doesn't. And this is just a little tight, although, you know what, actually, let me rearrange. Maybe if I did this. There. All right. That fits a little bit better. All right, so that is it for today's collection video. I have 1, 2, 3, like 3.5 more drawers of eyeshadow palettes, so we will get to those in the next video. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry there were no swatches or me talking about the palettes too much, but really it would just have taken way too long. So I hope you enjoy just kind of taking a peek at what I have, and this, like, look at this satisfying declutter, huh? 4 palettes. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.